up, guys? Chef here at Riding Free. It is a glorious evening here in the lovely state of Georgia. Temperature is spectacular, so I'm looking forward to today's ride. If you guys are new here, I appreciate you stopping by. It means the world to me. If you like what you see, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Help me out. I would appreciate it. If you are a returning visitor, I super appreciate you for coming back and spending some more time with me as well. You guys are all so important. So one of the things I want to talk about, and I've always tried to stay positive in what we're doing in the motorcycle community, but we got to talk about something that is concerning to me, and that is, where is the motorcycle community culture, Harley culture? Where is it going? And I don't know if it's just me down here, things are different in other places for sure, but things have changed. And I'm not talking about like the big rallies, Sturgis, Daytona, Laconia. Those rallies will always be, hopefully, always be big and special, and will always be attended, and people will have fun. But when you look at a lot of your smaller events, your local events, even things like bike nights, they're just not as numerous as they once were. And that becomes concerning because it limits the exposure that people have to being out riding their motorcycle and having somewhere fun to go or something fun to do. And I started thinking about this recently, about what's going on. So one of the things that I think is of concern that we need to look at is the fact that the culture itself in motorcycling, for the most part, the traditional motorcyclist is getting older and things are changing. So obviously as people get older, you have a decline in different things that you do, things that you participate in, and obviously maybe some people have given up motorcycling or don't do it as much, and that may be an effect on things. But I obviously work at a dealership now. We have plenty of younger people who are coming in to purchase motorcycles. I see younger people all the time on motorcycles, hanging out with their friends and having fun. So why are we not recycling part of the culture and what we're doing? And I've come up with an idea. If you have a theory, please put a comment in the description down below so we can have some conversation. I think one of the big things is, when you look at the classic historical motorcycle community and culture as we generally know it, and we know that people are getting older, I don't think the information and the fun and, you know, some of the ideas and theories are being passed down to the younger crowd. And whose responsibility is that? Well, I generally consider myself an old school style motorcyclist, and I mean, I wasn't alive in the 50s and the 60s, I was born in the 70s, and I didn't obviously start riding until I was old enough later in life. But the idea and principle that I have as a rider are more old school than most people have. So I see things from that perspective. And I think if we're going to expect other people to know what we've experienced and know the fun and freedom and some of the things that we've had as fun and memories and good places to ride, I think those things need to be shared by the older, more senior people in the motorcycle culture. Now, could be wrong, just my opinion. Everybody has one and is entitled to theirs. But I think that responsibility falls on us dramatically, because obviously people have changed, times have changed, the general culture and the United States has changed, and as people are growing up from their youthhood, obviously we have people like the millennials and the generations to follow. I see things as differently. My opinion is what it is. You can disagree, but there's definitely a sense of entitlement to some of the younger generations. We see that all the time, and I just don't see the motivation and push for a lot of these younger folks to learn about the normal historical type of motorcycle culture that we've had. And I don't think it's their fault. I don't know if because of the generation gap with some folks that it's hard to talk about it, but I think the older, more senior people in the motorcycle community should start that conversation when they have an opportunity. I really worry that, 5-10 years from now, things are going to be completely different. I hope it doesn't spill over to the big motorcycle rallies that everybody knows and loves. Plenty of younger people, new riders go to those things, and that is fantastic. But I hope things don't affect the way that they are. I myself, my opinion, once again, I don't want to go to Sturgis, which I've never been, on my bucket list of things to go. If you haven't watched my bucket list ride video, you need to. Definitely on my list of things to do. I've not been to Sturgis, but I certainly don't want to go to Sturgis expecting to go to some of the great hangouts in Sturgis and have that overrun by Starbucks coffee. I talk to people all the time about the motorcycling culture and what it's like, and the freedom and the fun that we have, and how things are, and the brotherhood. And obviously I can't talk about the sisterhood because I'm a guy, but people can talk about the sisterhood and the camaraderie and the fellowship that people have with riding. I love talking about motorcycling. I love motorcycling as a whole, and obviously I do it as part of my job now, so I love it even more, and I'm super immersed in it, and I love talking about it. We should make it a point to try to educate and share with the younger rider community and try to carry on the legacy of what people have left us. Otherwise, I worry that it's just going to disappear forever, never be the same, and I would hate for that to happen. And I certainly hope in my lifetime that that doesn't happen. I hope that I am 100% wrong, but I've had this conversation with several people. I had this conversation not long ago with Johnny Lang from Strip Club Choppers, great dude. And that's something that we had a conversation about, is how things have changed. And that's what Johnny does for a living, is motorcycle events and rallies. And he even had the same concern. It was an unprompted, unchoreographed conversation between the two of us, and definitely made me even more concerned when somebody else brought it up. So I challenge you, at some point while you're out riding, whether you meet somebody at a gas station or wherever it is that your destination is, or you ride to, and they're a younger person, share some of the cool thoughts, memories, and experiences that you have had along the way. I think that is important for those people to know and experience, so that way it keeps this culture that some of us greatly love alive. Let me know how it works out. Leave me a comment if you've done that or had that conversation with people. Like I said, this is just a great conversation point for things to talk about in the motorcycling world. Like I said, for me, it's definitely a concern. So have a conversation, see where it goes. You never know. You might inspire somebody to do something cool, or to take a motorcycle trip they never would have taken on their own, or go somewhere they would have never gone. Or you may inspire a new rider to experience riding with groups, get on the highway for the first time, whatever the case may be. But we definitely need to pass it along and pay it forward with our culture that we love. Guys, that will do it for this part of today's vlog. I appreciate you stopping by. Please take a look and hit that like and subscribe button for me. Help keep this thing going and growing. And as always, ride safe. Enjoy what you're doing while you're out riding. And enjoy the ability to be out riding free. Until next time, guys, we'll catch you later.